Hi everyone, this is a project which uses VBA in order to check how one stock moves in comparison to the S&P 500, which represents the whole market. Um, so for this project, I've chosen GE. GE is a very interesting company. It's been there for a while, and for quite a bit of time, it's been people's safe choice for selection in their portfolios. But recently, it's been having quite an interesting time because of their top management changes. And so I chose this stock in order to see how it moves in comparison to the rest of the market. So for this project, a quick disclaimer, the data that I used comes from Capital IQ, which is also part of the S&P products. And I can make it dynamic for somebody who has ability to access that data, but for now I've just copy pasted it because not everyone has it. So it's not dynamic, it's sort of static, so it doesn't matter because it's historical data anyways. Um, okay, so the project looks at different dates from 2015, month of December, to 2017, month of December. This is a very short period, but obviously we can change that. This is just for the project reason. Okay, so when I was making this project, my idea was to make it as simple as possible. So for somebody who does not know how to use VBA or does not know how to use, any sort of analysis, can use it. So when you scroll through it, it basically goes step one, step two, step three with big buttons, so you can't even miss it. All right, so for this, I basically used the developer tab, as you guessed it, which is for the VBA, which stands for Visual Basic. Now this is called a list box right here. And so these are for list box, and what they let you do is basically scroll through what dates you want to choose for the start date to end date for your analysis. So let's say I want it from February, sorry, March 1st, 2016 to 12/15, 2017, which is the latest. And since there's only two different securities for our reasons to keep it super simple, the first one that I've chosen is GE. The next one that we would choose would be S&P. All right, now we go here. And on this tab, you look at the filtered data. Now, background for this, I don't know how to write VBA language myself, so the way I did this was to record macros, which basically records your actions and sort of loops them, and for every time that you want to refresh them or perform the function for some other reason or different data set. So basically what this does is it looks at the data from the raw data tab, which is hidden over here. But it takes the data between the dates that I've chosen over here. And so I'm going to filter it, and you'll see in a click of a button. So this is a button from here, form control. In a click of a button, this is assigned a macro, and you saw how fast it was to get the data from March 1st, 2016 to 12/15/2017. So it basically advanced filtered it for us. And the way I used advanced filter was not related to VBA, but it's basically these parameters right here. So these are the values of the short dates. And then it just filters everything according to that. So you see over here GE, then you see S&P. All right, super simple. Click of a button. Okay, so this is the third and the final tab. This project is very easy, very simple. It's for somebody who is just starting with VBA. and basically wants to perform the simplest of a task using um, data, which can be daunting, but it simplifies it for them. Now, what this tab does is that it copies the data from here that is filtered, takes it over here, pastes it over here, and then makes a chart. Now, how did I do that? This is also a recorded macro, which I used and then assigned to this button, which I got from the Insert tab or selection. And then right now, you'll see this is the old selection, um, and it will perform it again. So now you see it brought the data as of March 1st, 2016 to 12/15/2017. Awesome. Looks simple, not so simple. Okay. Um, Now this chart has nothing to do with VBA. It's just a dynamic chart. So it basically, the way I did it was to use names for my cells by using name manager. So GE, short date, S&P, and that's how I made it dynamic. That's not part of this. To explain to how to make dynamic charts is not part of this project, so I won't go into it. But basically what it does is that instead of using a static selection for a chart, it uses a dynamic selection for a chart. And so it shows you, so every time it can be a shorter data set or a longer data set than what I have right now, but it doesn't matter because this will adjust to it. And this you can see is monthly um, labels. So it was too much to show daily for almost 2 years. Uh, okay, so here is a simple comparison for somebody who's looking at GE. So all steps basically led us to here. So we see that you know GE has always been sort of ahead of performance in S&P, or it's been static. Actually, I shouldn't say ahead. It's been sort of static. It just moves up and down a little bit. That's why I said it was a safe choice. So it went down, but it would come up. It went down, but it would come up back again. But S&P has increased in value ever since, and that's what the point of S&P is. Basically, it captures the whole entire market. So this is GE versus the market. Um, Here we see that they both crossed. So the market kept going up as of uh, May, but GE fell down. And this is sort of the time when the news came out, and you can see the sentiment of the market, um, uh, of the investors, sorry, for GE brought the stock down. So maybe there was a lot of sell in the market for GE. People didn't want to hold on to it anymore. So that's what basically causes the price to go down because your demand is going down and your supply is a lot in the market. So this concludes the project, but in order to give a better understanding of what this project is all about, we step into the macros. Now you see that there are very simple three macros over here: select data, copy data, filter data. We're going to step into them and we're going to see that I basically could have never written this myself because I'm not knowledgeable enough, but I recorded them and Excel basically wrote the language for me. And it's wonderful because now I don't have to perform those functions again and again and again. I just click a button and I change my selections and I change my charts that I made. So I'll close this out, or I'll just go back. And that concludes my project for GE. This could be any other stock, And the use of it is to just see for a simple reason, um, uh, what is happening to a stock versus the market. And thank you for listening. I hope this helps you guys.